Sipler.
Here.
Ms. Benita Barbush. Absent. Mr. Tyree Harris.
Here.
Mr. Ryan Binder.
Here.
Attorney Jeff Rockman.
Here.
Mr. Daniel Malloy.
Here.
And Student Representative Ava Zafika.
Here.
Student recognition.
Kylie Coleman, daughter of Kyle and Kelly Coleman, has been named Senior of the Month for October at Weatherly Area High School. Kylie serves as Historian of the Class of 2025, President of the Weatherly High School Chapter of the National Honor Society, President of FBLA, Historian of Interact Club, President of SGA, and Captain of the Girls Soccer Team. She is also a member of the softball team, Science Olympiad, and Teens Against Tobacco Use. In the community, Kylie volunteers her time at the school soccer stand and Heritage Hill, and through various service activities such as Trunk or Treat, the Weatherly Hill Climb, and the Drug and Alcohol Expo. Kylie is employed at Basile's Italian Delight in Tamaqua and Ironhouse Gym in Hazleton. The sponsor for the month of October is Weatherly Casting and Machine Company.
Weatherly Area Middle School Students of the Month for September. The award is based on academic achievement, attendance, extracurricular involvement, and service to school and community. Rose Bates, daughter of Dustin Bates, is the 6th grade Student of the Month. Rose is a member of chorus. Rose is also a baseball player, a basketball player, and a Girl Scout. Cameron Zimmerman, son of Courtney Wagner, is a 7th grade Student of the Month. Cameron is a member of band, chorus, SGA, the dance decorating committee, and the WSCM. Macy King, daughter of Jason and Valerie King, is the 8th grade Student of the Month. Macy is a member of the junior high girls basketball, the art club, and cross country. Macy is also involved in the PA flight, travel basketball, and Weatherly youth soccer. Macy also enjoys volunteering with her church, Our Lady of Lourdes.
After you, sir. Thank you.
Tell you what, I'll take a picture and then I'll step out of your room and you guys can see about that. Good.
Which part?
Yeah, were you at that last CCT meeting? You wanna leave a brief or?
No, nothing over here. Thank you for that.
I don't got no emails or anything that came up.
I would have gone through and checked the decision. I've done it, okay, texted Dave just to say I won't be the next one. Actually,
Oh, sorry, you're the person.
yes.
Local or?
An executive session was held on Wednesday, November 6, 2024 from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. for personnel matters. An executive session was held on Wednesday, October 9th, 2024 from 5 p.m. to 5:55 p.m. to discuss legal and personnel matters. Public comments on board agenda items only. You have them. Personnel recommendations approved with one motion board discretion. Acknowledge FMLA leave taken intermediately for employee number 242
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Sipler?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 7, approve the retirement of Dominica Saunders, ESL teacher, last day December 20th, 2024.
I make a motion for 7, 8, and 9. Second.
Discussion?
Mr. Nepper?
Yes.
Mr. Binder?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Sipler?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 10, approve the transfer of Laura Larassi as a cafeteria head cook to part-time paraprofessional at a rate of $14.50 an hour, 5.75 hours per day, 186 days per year per the WASD contract. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Discussion?
What's the effective date on these?
Generally, it's as soon as we can make that change, so there is flexibility there. I know in at least one of the upcoming ones, here we've got a need to keep them in their current positions because of the need to have somebody at the previous position. But as soon as we can, once they're appointed, we generally move them over here.
Okay, what about for 11? Is that a transfer?
No.
That's a new employee?
Yeah.
When's their effective start date?
As soon as we can get them in after they're approved. Yeah, we have run board with stuff.
Roll call. Mr. Binder?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Sipler?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Motion passes. Or Mr. Nepper?
Yes, sorry, thank you.
Motion passes.
Number 11, approve Amanda Saldukas as part-time paraprofessional at a rate of $13.75 per hour, 5.75 hours per day, 186 days per year per the WASPA contract.
Make a motion for 11 and 12. Second.
Discussion?
Can we put effective dates on like we used to?
You can.
Like, it seems like we always did, where it says effective date, so-and-so pending the passing of clearances, all that stuff. It seems like it just stopped. I don't know why.
Again, I'll follow up. I know with certain positions we usually left it open.
Roll call. Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. Nepper?
Yes.
Mr. Binder?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Sipler?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 13, approve Elijah Durr as a game worker for the 2024-2025 school year pending all clearances and paperwork.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mr. Binder?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mrs. Sipler?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Nepper?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 14, approve the resignation of Patricia Flowers, part-time professional, last day being November 8th, 2024.
Move. Second.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. Nepper?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mrs. Sipler?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Binder?
Yes.
Motion passes.
On behalf of the board, I would just like to say thank you for your service for the retirement and the resignations.
Thank you.
Superintendent's report. approve the following use of facilities as listed. Any questions?
Make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Knepper?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mrs. Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mrs. Sickle?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 16, approve homebound instruction for high school student effective October 21st, 2024. Have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Sickle?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mr. Knepper?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 17, approve the waiver agreement resulting in the expulsion of a Weatherly Area School District student.
Make a motion for 17.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Knepper?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Sickle?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 18, approve the first reading of the following policies as listed.
Do I motion for 18 and 19?
Second.
Any questions?
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Sickle?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mr. Knepper?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Motion passes. Financial business managers report, item number 20, approve the payment balance on Wentz Auto Body final bill 6813A in the amount of $1,540.50.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Knepper?
Yes.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Sickle?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 21, approve the minutes for the October 2nd, 2024 caucus meeting and the October 9th, 2024 regular meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Sickle?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. Knepper?
Yes.
Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Motion passes. Number 22, approve the October 2024 treasurer's report for filing.
Motion.
Was there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Mr. Jacoby?
Yes.
Mrs. Sickler?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Knepper?
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney?
Yes.
Mr. Bender?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 23, payments from 10/1/2024 to 10/31/2024. General fund, $1,681,018.30. Cafeteria fund, $48,563.41. Student activities, $7,480.85. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Second.
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
I'm going through it here. It looks like, from what I saw, like 5 different payments to different, like, cyber charter schools and stuff for 133,000 and change. How many different ones do we pay out to? And how many students do we have that are in charter school and online? Do we know what those numbers are right now?
I do not know them off the top of my head. We have them on a sheet. I could definitely send that out to you.
Yeah, and I know we reported out not too long ago on that, but we could easily.
Yeah, we track it. We track it. Right now, I think we're paying 4 charter schools,
Okay.
4 or 5 in total.
So it costs us so much money, I was just curious to.
It is, and ultimately, come January, the cost per special education student will go down because the state modified how we're gonna pay for, the cost for special education students for cyber becomes cheaper, effective January 1. So we had to do a recalculation based on our special education average daily membership, and it reduced our rate by about $4,000 per student. So that will help us, but ultimately it's still over $40,000 to send a kid to a special education student to charter school.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the other questions, tuition payment to Northampton Area School District for $9,600. Is that, services that we don't provide? And then how about, there's one here, tuition for speech. Is that for one student, or is that like, an evaluation where they come in?
No, so we have multiple students receiving speech services, through BHA, also our CLIU, and then I believe, the Jim Thorpe campus, does some of that as well.
So that 34,000, is that typically every month?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, that's it, thank you.
Mr. Jacoby,
Yes.
Mr. Connors,
Yes.
Mr. Nepper,
Yes.
Ms. Mulvaney,
Yes.
Mr. Walters,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Binder,
Yes.
Mrs. Sippel.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Reports from board committees, personnel and policy. I know Bonnie's not here. I would like to offer Nancy the opportunity to take over until Bonnie's better or until reorganization.
Sure, okay.
I know we probably don't have anything, but do you have anything?
No.
Athletic, Ryan?
Basketball's starting up across junior high and senior high, both boys and girls. Teams are a little bit slim at the moment, especially girls senior high. From past seasons, Sebastian Williams qualified for state meet in cross country and medaled at the District 11 meet. Junior high girls cross country team also finished second at the Super League meet. And we've got athletic committee meeting at listed as 7 o'clock. Not sure if we can start that immediately after this or if we have to wait, but yeah. Quickly.
Transportation and property, April?
We got a pretty good and thorough report from KJ last week. I don't know that, as far as I'm aware, nothing's changed. I don't really have anything to add.
Curriculum and technology, Nancy?
Nothing to report.
And budget finance? Nothing?
So we did have meetings with the staff regarding budget data collection, this past week. We did shift the date back, so we're gonna start receiving that data just before Thanksgiving. And I am assembling a lot of historical data so we can begin doing some thoughtful presentations to the board and the public on, the budgeting process and where we're heading for the upcoming year.
Thank you. Representative reports, CCTI?
I have nothing new to report. Meeting next week, I plan on attending.
CLIU? Barb?
I did send the agenda from the last meeting for everyone to look at, so I don't have to give a lengthy report. And, I will be attending the next meeting on the visitors meeting.
PSBA?
Wednesday at this time.
And TCC?
I have nothing to report.
Public comments?
Is this regarding anything that was on the table or at the end of the?
This is the end of the meeting. Yeah, anything, yep.
My name is Suzanne Wensler. I was here last month and I was speaking to everybody. For those of you who weren't here, I had some questions with regard to the intern or watcher who was here from a local college. And I had some questions with regard to the contract. Now, last month when I was here, I did ask if this person were vetted like a normal employee would be, did he get to meet this? And upon further discussion, we found out that the board didn't have any knowledge. Now, my question to you this month is because I'm pretty upset with regard to this month because now it really involves my granddaughter. And my apologies for getting upset, but I think I made it clear and very respectful last month that my granddaughter is 6 years old. And Friday she came home and asked me why there was a woman walking behind the second grade class and coming out of art class that had a full beard. Now, again, forgive me for getting upset, but I'm sure many of you have children here. And I'm sure your values and beliefs in your home are something that you uphold and you take very seriously. I do too. And I, along with many other parents in schools all around Pennsylvania, have rallied behind this nonsense being brought into our schools. Now, if we vet employees here in the sense that we find out, do they have all their criminal clearances? Why aren't we doing the same when it comes to having watchers come in or student teachers from other schools? And given that this wasn't done, what policy do we have in the school that prevents all this nonsense from coming into our schools? Whether you agree with it or not, these are kids. And when we have adults coming into the school that are supposed to be adhering to the same rules regarding dress and conduct in front of our children who don't know any better, I want to know now why this couldn't have been prevented. Why I had to try and explain to her why. These are second graders. What is the policy? Actually, I'd like to know what was even on that contract. But why wasn't this person met? And now that it is on my plate, because I have to explain to my granddaughter why this transfer, how are you as a board going to stop any information that comes into her ears, because it's your job to protect all the kids here, just like it's your job and the administration's job to make sure everybody's rights are being protected, not to over, or trump a person who comes into the school where their needs or their rights are trumping the rights of the children who attend here. We're the taxpayers here. I should have never had to explain that to her. She's 6 years old. And nobody here can ever convince me that, just like, some of the backlash I got, well, no, kids are understanding, they don't see that. No, they don't. It's no different than if I came in here wearing something as silly as blackface compared to a person that's coming in here that's biologically a woman, and now she's coming in here with the appearance of a man yet dressing like a woman. So what are the policies that we have in place? Because our website is really, when you look up the curriculum and what's going on with it, it's very indiscernible. It's not really black and white. What are the teachers teaching here? Or is it just left to their discretion what they're going to teach and what their personal feelings about these are? Because if that's the case, Pennsylvania itself has rights for parents to be able to opt out of any kind of curriculum that involves any kind of outlandish racial and, CRT and remove anything from like transgender or any of that nonsense in the classroom. What's in our library and our media? If we're not even looking over contracts to see who's coming, everybody signed it on the board, I was told at last minute, so how didn't we know? I was told that that person was only gonna be here for 4 weeks, at which point we had to make a decision whether or not to take my granddaughter out of school every Thursday so that this wouldn't infiltrate her life.
You were told everybody signed what?
The contract.
What's that, Dan?
I don't recall that part of the conversation, but I can
Well,
speak
It's
to
a,
that.
it was board approved, but
board approved, okay, so signed, sorry,
Okay.
my apologies,
And
that was my
so-
mistake. So if it was board approved, we just sat here and listened to people, their resignations, and people being, leaving the school and being brought on with dates, with hours. We had a cafeteria worker who it said, at this rate and at this rate. Well, how is it that then we don't know who's coming into our schools, and why wasn't this person vetted?
And I'll speak to that first. They were vetted. Before the higher education community can send somebody to a school like ours, they have to be vetted. All those things that you mentioned in terms of clearances are things that their background checks are done, their clearances are covered. They don't go out to schools prior to having those things done. In terms of the dress code, as you said, everyone's rights are protected in regards to those things. There's not anything that's been a violation in terms of dress code in regards to what that is and what's enforceable. In regards to our curriculum here is not about personal feelings. It is something that is, worked on by our staff initially, vetted then by our administration, and then eventually approved by our Board of Education. So again, in regards to those things, and I will apologize, not speaking about any one individual, but I know there was a time frame discussed that had to do with 4 weeks in regards to observers at the time, and the information I received after that was.
So how long is this person here for?
I'm not going to speak about an individual person. What I will say is generally those.
What's on the contract?
What I will say is, I believe this runs for 8 to 10 weeks. So.
8 to 10 weeks
and-
from what time? Because last time I was here,
So
it
again,
was
I'm
real.
not speaking about a particular individual, but what I'll tell you is, at this point, if it were a 10-week period, we could probably have another week or 2 potentially in regards to what the stretch would be for somebody this semester.
So if I keep my granddaughter out of school for the next 2 Thursdays, is she gonna have an excused absence? It's bad enough, in my opinion, that I have to sit here and explain this to her.
You as a guardian have the right to keep your student home at any point.
Okay, and what about, but is it an excused absence? Because it's a violation of my rights, and this proves it. Several parents have gotten together and sued school district. This one in Lancaster County, and I brought a copy of it for everybody to look at. And they won, based on their religious beliefs, based on just the mere fact that parents have the right to know what's being taught to their kids in school. They have the right to know if this nonsense is in our libraries. And is it? Like, where is Weatherly stands for this? Do we have this? Are teachers teaching? Are they asking kids what their pronouns are?
I will say, I'm not gonna speak 100% to that, but I do recall when the CRT came out and it was a big discussion.
It was like 3 years ago.
Yep, I believe we agreed as a board that that was not gonna be
Yeah.
part of our school district. So I can tell you that
That was on
is
the
not
agenda.
and should not, it is on an agenda somewhere that we voted against that being taught in the school district.
But you can't control, and this is,
But teachers submit lesson plans, and they are reviewed by our administration, and they have to be approved as to what those lesson plans are. So I am sure that that is being reviewed, and it's
And the
not
reason-
being taught, like, things off of that, they should not be
the reason
taught.
why I ask is because a couple of years ago, there was a high school student here who posted something on Facebook because she was she was in a class and was told that there were more than 2 genders. And she expressed her dismay at this being taught to her on Facebook, and she was pretty adamantly asked to take it down and took a lot of heat for that.
Well, the fact of the matter is, I think that was the PFAS discussion in the science class that didn't have anything to do with really what we're talking about here. Again, what I can tell you is, A, I know that discussion happened because I watched it on video before I got hired here, in regards to the CRT conversation. And just to revert back to what I had mentioned earlier, you know, the curriculum discussion is ongoing. You know, not only do we share thoughts and ideas throughout the course of the year, but it's reviewed yearly. You know, so that's a process every year where it's gone through by our teaching staff initially, by our administrative staff after that, at which point the board then is going to get a chance to look at that and approve it as well.
I hope so, because, you know, I feel like this is kind of like a gateway for things to just slide in. And as small as this town is, and as nice it is, and the staff and the teachers and the administration, once this starts rearing its ugly head, there's almost no stopping it. And, you know, I think it's very interesting that April had brought up and asked, which is a very good question, with regard to how many kids are being homeschooled, because those numbers have skyrocketed. And I know this because I homeschooled Everly for a little bit. And prior to coming here, we moved back here for the small town ways, thinking like you could avoid this nonsense. She went to a Catholic school. Now, it's real easy for people to turn around and say, well, if you don't like it, just leave, because like that's the mentality, but that's not the answer. If anybody here knows how much money that takes away from the district, we've gone from, in the 1980s, to a couple thousands of kids in Pennsylvania to like now millions of kids being homeschooled for this reason. And this board has the power to prevent that nonsense from coming in here, because, and again, back to what April was saying, I know when we homeschooled Everly, it was imperative that the district knew her cutoff date and when she was enrolling in Catholic school, because every day it happens, it costs money to the district.
I'll reinforce what you're saying in one regard. One of the things that I try to do every year is talk to our seniors, and our one senior that was here is gone. Well, two, but, and what I get every year is exactly what you're saying in terms of, and not talking about this particular situation, but small school feeling, private school feeling, community, people that care about them, people that know them, and comparatively speaking, I agree with you in the fact that our kids stay. Our kids, percentage-wise, stay in the Weatherly area at a higher rate than kids throughout the state. And that's something we're very happy about. When we talked about costs earlier tonight and savings potentially of our kids that have been out, and many of them come back. So obviously, as I think I mentioned to you last month, this input is stuff that we value, absolutely, and I know I can speak for everybody on that. We like the fact that, you know, again, this is considered a welcoming school, and that goes, again, bigger picture too. But I think your words are reflected in the results in terms of the fact that we do have a higher percentage of student remaining in the district, and people, often what I'm hearing when they come in is just that too.
Well, I hope so, because I think it's very sad that even if it's one child that sees this type of nonsense in the schools, and again, it's just my opinion, we as adults have the ability to make adult decisions on a professional level and in our personal lives. And to me, it's incredibly disrespectful and selfish of a person to come in here on a professional level and project that type of behavior to an audience of children who are incredibly vulnerable. And I have kids with disabilities, so I understand the system. My kids have had TSS services their entire lives throughout school. And if we're teaching tolerance and we're teaching, you know, we have all these kids in this district who have disabilities, and I've spoken to a lot of the parents that are moved out of the school because of their disabilities or because we can't accommodate them. And that too is thousands of dollars, when that can be alleviated also by having TSS services in the school that are paid by their insurances. And whether that's the case, it is, because I understand like teachers are overwhelmed with a lot of crap. You know what I mean? Senseless crap that they shouldn't have to deal with, but I don't know I just feel like this is a seed that's been planted and now it's going to open up a wound eventually where, you know, it's going to allow even more outlandish things to come into the school.
I will reiterate something I said last month too. No one individual recently has brought this to Weatherly. We've been dealing with these types of issues in our school for some time. The fact of the matter is, part of what I think attracts people here and keeps people here is the fact that we try to be accommodating and welcoming to everybody. And our teachers and our board members and you know, our staff throughout the district and our parents. I think you mentioned the word tolerance and understanding. I think our folks do a great job with that.
I would agree with that, but unfortunately, there's some forces outside of your control as well. When things like Title IX protect everybody's rights, and you know, when you say rights, but Title IX doesn't protect the parents. I mean, what I just handed out as far as that goes, thank God some parents had some common sense, and it's not just a matter of that, because there's been counties all over Pennsylvania, in central Bucks County, Beaver, Red Lion, York, Hempfield, Lancaster, that have implemented policies to keep this nonsense out of school, because it's for education, it's not for conditioning. What policy, maybe this solicitor, what policies do we have here? I mean, do we have this in our libraries? Do we have any of these books that I feel are, you know, inappropriate for kids in our libraries? Is the federal government mandating that we have this stuff in our school?
No. That's I think an easy answer on my part. What I would say too in regards to our library, you know, again, prior to my arrival, we moved away from the traditional library. We do still have books that are over there, and those are books that were here through that last discussion that some of our board members were talking about earlier. Generally, literature that's been added from that time moving forward is, you know, data that they're able to access electronically, and those are vetted prior to them becoming part of what is a cooperative, you know, set of information that is really service through most of our IEP.
And again, my whole intent with this, because you know, when people say stuff like that, it could be easily misconstrued as just hatefulness. It's not. I think this board is, everybody's been very kind. I have not one issue with faculty. I think everybody's doing everything they can. The problem that I have is I feel like we have no knowledge of what, you know, a person coming into the school could potentially say to a very curious child, because again, it was right from the mouths of babes, from Everly's mouth, and she said, Mom, why does this woman have a beard? You know, why is she dressed with, she's had no exposure to this whatsoever. So there's things out of your control that you can't control, that if a child walks up to this person and says to them, well, why are you dressed like that? Kids will do it, we all know it.
I have a question for you. I'm listening to you. Your granddaughter's very important to you, I understand that. And I have to watch what I say. Our understanding, my understanding, this person is not promoting anything, is not saying anything to any of the students, okay? I understand you have the right to speak and say whatever you need to get off your chest. But if the person is not promoting anything, okay? And it's not if I believe in this or don't believe in this, but if the person is just observant, not saying a word, you cannot say out of your mouth that this person is promoting this and promoting it. They're not saying anything. Until someone tells me that he's telling the students X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna go with he's just observing. Okay?
And I
he,
totally
hold on, let me
respect
finish. He has the right to do that. He has a right to do that.
She.
Listen, whatever, I'm speaking from the heart. I believe in what I believe. But I also believe that person has a right to be in there, and if that's what the college course is called for them to be, and not promoting anything, then you cannot say that this person is doing this, this, and this. Until that is brought to us, then I'm not gonna believe it. But if it's brought to us, then we'll handle it accordingly.
I agree with what you're saying, but I also know that I have rights as well, and
I'm not denying your vote.
and I feel just as strongly, to a child that doesn't have the mental or the emotional capability, this person is bringing attention to themselves because they're walking into a classroom as a woman dressed as a man with a beard. That is not something you see every day. And when you're speaking about inclusion and all these things, my kids have disabilities and they're black. They've been called some pretty nasty words. They've been called retarded. They've been called the N-word. They've been called a lot of things. But when you're presenting something at face value to a child who's not used to seeing that, it plants a seed in their head. Now, when you have things, and listen, I really don't care what people think about my value system because I respect everybody. I have a pretty diverse family. All of my children are adopted. They have mental illnesses, they have a lot of things going on, but when you present something visually to a child and it confuses them to the point, my granddaughter's exact words were, "I'm confused." Because it's not something that's within the norms. And that's no closed-mindedness, that everybody has their own belief system. But you too can't prevent if somebody asks a teacher or a child asks a teacher to say and says to them, "Well, why does that woman have a beard?" And then how do you know that teacher or that person there is what their response is going to be to further confuse a child? We're seeing it everywhere. So that's why I brought it to the board, because you have the ability to make sure this has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with who a person loves. I could care less what people do in the privacy of their own homes. But I do care what happens in a school that is taxpayer funded, in a school that parents' rights are protected with reference to what the kids learn in the curriculum. And you have to admit, there's a lot of control that you all may not have because certain things are federally regulated.
And there is a part of it that is that. You know, there are certain guidelines that we as a school district have to follow in regards to those things. It all kind of fall back to something you said, and I think just about everybody who said something here has mentioned. If there's one thing we all agree on is that we care about our kids and we love our kids. And that's the jumping off point for all of us. And we all come at that with a different perspective. You know, there's no two ways about that. Sometimes when you get into these conversations, and again, avoid talking about any one individual or person, the fact of the matter is, with things that can or can't be discussed, there ends up being a lot of misinformation. And I can say there's some of that has been part of this discussion.
Well, I know my granddaughter didn't bring back any misinformation, I could tell you that.
Well, impressions as opposed to reality. But that's not to say that that part of the conversation isn't what I'm talking about. But what I can tell you is, and we all come at this from different perspectives up here. We all have our own perspectives throughout this entire room. But what I think I can't imagine anybody would disagree with is if there is something certainly take action on those things in terms of anybody's conduct, anything that would, be said potentially that we have that control over. Again, everybody in this room we wouldn't be here unless we were all about kids. So, that being said, I genuinely appreciate you taking the time to come and talk with us.
And I would say the same too, and I just wanna reiterate one more thing. I'm just asking, given, again, this has come to my home from my granddaughter, I'm asking from this point forward that, and with the literature that I handed out there, I, as a parent, want to know if any of this is being brought into the school curriculum, whether it be by media, the library, a teacher feeling that they should teach it, or in any other manner, so that I can withdraw my granddaughter from this school. And not because of anything you or anybody else has done or a teacher, but because it's my choice. And it's my belief system that she not be exposed to this. So I appreciate everybody listening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Review of board meeting dates and calendar of events. Weatherly School District Board of Education, regular meeting Wednesday, November 13th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Weatherly School District Board of Education Athletic Committee meeting Wednesday, November 13th, 2024 at 7 p.m. CCTI Joint Operating Committee meeting Thursday, November 21st, 2024 at 6 p.m. CLIU Board meeting Monday, November 18th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. Weatherly School District Board of Education Reorganization meeting Wednesday, December 4th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Weatherly School District Board of Education Caucus meeting Wednesday, December 24th, 2024, immediately following the reorganization meeting. Weatherly School District Board of Education regular meeting Wednesday, December 11th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.